16. So this is where the swell's building up quite a bit, and the waves, which is kind of a bit difficult because we're all tired, so we've got to get a bit of extra energy to keep the boat sailing, and to move about the boat's quite difficult as well when the sea's moving so much.
The long grind is starting to get at everyone. Inadvertently we've hit a strange current against us that we didn't see on the bigger chart, and then as we're getting closer we've kind of picked it up on the tidal stream atlas, and it's basically pushing about a knot and a half against us, which is making the sea even more confused than it has been so far. So I think it's getting everybody tired and a bit agitated. The boys had a big screaming argument last night at 3 o'clock in the morning and woke everybody who was off watch up. So that wasn't good. So we're all extra tired on top of that.
You and me, we're family. The bond that we share is as deep as the sea. No matter how rough things may come to be, you and me.
Okay, we're getting closer and we're trying to avoid some current, the northeast counter current that is just offshore, and it does this sort of anti-clockwise movement. So we're coming in, and I think we've got a knot against us, and we're kind of about here somewhere. And I guess if we keep going south, maybe we'll just get past it and we can kind of head up like that. But yeah, it's really annoying with this current.
We've got another day or two of this really lumpy sea. Need to get through this strange current, and then we'll be on the coast of South America.
We happen to be right in the bit where I think we're losing about at least a knot of speed because of this current. So we're trying to get inshore a bit and then try and head towards the river at Suriname. Even though we've got here a nice speed of 6 knots, which is nice and steady, when we go and look at the plotter, we're only going about 4.5 knots, just over, because yeah, we've got this current. And I thought that we would avoid it by staying south of this, but actually I think we need to kind of do a big loop. Yeah, it's quite annoying. Maybe when the wind picks up later and tomorrow we'll move a bit faster, but otherwise it could take us another 9 days if we end up going at this speed. So fingers crossed we won't. Today Woody's computer heated up and almost caught on fire. We're not sure. We think it might be some of the spray that came through the patch last night, and a bit of that salt water might have got in there and caused that. So it's not a happy boat in terms of that, because that's what he uses for editing, and we're going to have to share my one now.
Laptop's gone down. There was a strange glow and a puff of smoke on the hinge bit, and then it went down and said it needed a major security update, which I don't know why that would have a link with the little bit of puff of smoke that was going. But anyway, I can't use the laptop anymore, so I can't do any blogging or editing, which is what I hope to do on this trip for the next few weeks. Which means when I get to Suriname, I doubt very much whether there's going to be any Apple dealers there to kind of deal with it.
So Dad's a bit sad because his computer died. We'll have to watch the movie on this, but I'm really grateful for that, because if we didn't have it, it would be a boring day.
But apart from that, no other major mechanical stuff or electronic stuff. We passed a fishing boat the other night which had no AIS, and it kind of came out of nowhere, which was a bit strange. But it obviously means we're getting in closer to shore now.
So today is day 16. 1 second. It's my washing up day. Yeah, and not much has happened today. We played a bit of Scrabble. Dad's laptop caught on fire, so yeah.
Day 16, feeling pretty knackered to be honest. I don't know what it is, but I think it might be a chop and a swell, but I just feel about shattered the past 2 days. It might have been night watches are catching up on me, but only another week of night watches, and then we've got a long 12-hour sleep all in one duration. anything overboard, we shouldn't go overboard really.
That's it for today. The vegetables are sort of diminishing, and we're kind of on our last sort of half a pepper, a carrot left, and things like that. So we're on to tinned and frozen veggies soon. And fruits, we've probably only got a couple of kiwis, and then it's tinned fruit as well for the remainder of the voyage.
th day aboard Mothership, and today we have Jamaican Day!
I guess it's a stir fry again.
There we start. Jerk chicken.
Is that your theme?
Day 17 has been probably the worst day ever on Atlantic because it's been boiling. I did not sleep at all. It's been damp because it was raining, and I just feel so hot and sticky from being in the boat for so long. It's horrible.
Cake! The good thing today was cake. The bad thing today was... yeah, not enough cake. We only had one slice.
So we had a couple of unexpected squalls today. They weren't too bad, but they did catch us a bit unawares, and the sea state was a bit unpredictable. So we had a couple of backed sails. What else has gone wrong today? The water quality is slowly getting worse, so we think that some of the seals on the water maker might be damaged or leaking a bit of salt water in. The indicator light for the prop gen has gone out as well, but it's still working, so that's not too bad. So a few extra things to add to the maintenance list for when we get there, but nothing catastrophic.
Okay, so as we're closer to land now, we're getting a lot of squalls passing us by. So we're basically reefed up with 2 reefs in, ready to put another one in at short notice in case the wind picks up even more. We've got all our cockpit covering. Thank you for that. I'm really glad we did that actually in Turkey. We always thank Turkey for doing this wonderful cockpit cover, which is keeping us fairly dry.
Good thing today was probably, we had a squall, which was quite exciting, so it just started lashing it down out of nowhere, and there was like big waves, and it was all cool. And then I started a new book today, Pompeii. So I've been living life as a Roman in Pompeii, about to get burnt. I've been up to much exercise recently, so I'm getting excited to stretch my legs when we get over there. But yeah, apart from that, it's all been good.
I painted Ewan's nails today. He's very happy about that. I also made him a ring.
Okay, the good thing about today was it was my shower day. That was really good. The wind has picked up and we have just jibed, and now we're on exactly the right course to get to Suriname. We go quite close to the coast of French Guiana, so hopefully the wind won't drop as we get more nearer to the coast. And we seem to have got away from the current. We've got 2 reefs in the Genoa and 1 reef in the mizzen. We had the squalls, so they brought lots of high winds, but they did wash the deck down, so that was good. But yeah, it was kind of, I'm glad they're gone, because I hope we don't have to deal with them all night, because that means we're not going to sleep much. Probably about 4 days to go maybe. We're still not trying to count too much, but because anything can happen on our boat, as you know. Hey, that's it. That's day 17.
When the clocks goes beep, remember the sounds, the treasures you found beneath. You can flow between.
We've just got lots and lots of flying fish on our boat.
We could share a dream. It could be
These are all on
amazing.
the wings work.
Amazing.
So, just starting out on watch. Let's go and see where the rest of the family are.
I had a dream, and it was amazing.
What's the story?
What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Hooray, up she rises, hooray, up she rises, hooray, up she rises, early in the morning.
Hey, yeah, I've just had a little lie down because it's tiring now. I think these massive waves, it's really just trying to move around is really difficult and everyone's exhausted and the whole place is a tip. Like the kids have moved all the stuff into the back cabin because they all move into there when we're on passage, and so everything's just flying everywhere all night and things all over the place, and it's no way anyone can tidy it up because the boat's moving too much, so it's the last thing on anyone's mind really. So yeah, we're just going with it now until we get there. So Woody tends to sleep up in the forepeak as the boys move into the aft cabin, and it's been so hot that he left the hatch open, and then a massive wave came in and kind of swamped everything. So yeah, all the duvet and everything and all the sheets got wet.
As we get closer to the tropics, it's getting warmer and warmer and really humid, so as soon as we were sailing downwind, I decided to open the hatch last night and get a bit of a cool breeze going through, and then at about 6 o'clock this morning a wave crashed over our bows and completely soaked the bed with me in it. I'm desperately trying to dry out all of the sheets and the bedding at the moment.
And this is also a bit of a kind of dumping ground because nobody sleeps in that bunk, so now we've got all the guitars, the bread maker, the ballooner sail, everything kind of just gets thrown into this cabin.
So the water maker's finally given up the ghost, and the part per million has exceeded 550 now, so we're not putting it into the water tank anymore. So it's a bit galling because we only put it in, we've only used it a few weeks, and we've brand new membranes in, and the membranes cost about £1,000. So it's a bit galling to think we've spent all that money and the water maker's no better than it was when we changed the membranes.
Yeah, day 18, I've already said earlier that everything's a mess and I can't even tidy it up because it's too wavy, so everything just falls off the table and goes all over the place, so I'm just giving up. Really annoying about the water maker, like Woody said really, because we really thought we'd solve the problem by, you know, investing in the new membranes, and it's just so out of order that it's just producing water we can't drink from the tank.
The highlight for me today was we had a bit of a boogie before tea. Barry was showing us all his moves, and it was just, yeah, a good bit of fun.
No, Matt, no! No, okay, this is after.
Probably the worst bit today was I was reading my book quite nicely in the sun, and then a big wave came from behind me and just soaked me in the cockpit. So I got pretty drenched from that.
There's two good things. I just saw Matt just get soaked, and we're having steak and kidney pie tomorrow. Bad thing today probably was this. Rowan said I was the number one baby, the number one shouter, and the number one chubber.
And then the other thing is that we just found out from our friend at Noonsite that the French islands are all closed, so we have to rethink our plan after Suriname, what we're going to do. Things were bound to change anyway in the 3 weeks, and we've been at sea. We didn't really know what happened when we get to land, but that's it really. Okay, tomorrow, day 19. place to go now, and for once in our lives we have the tide with us. So we're going around about 6 knots, but our speed over ground is about 7. Yeah, it's taken us 3 years to finally have the tide with us, but yay, here it is.
So because we're in the Atlantic, I'm going to get some Atlantic water and put Atlantic water in this, yeah. Atlantic water. So I'm going to put the label on the water.
Yeah, tonight's delights is Fray Bentos pies. Everyone is so excited about having this, more than any other cooked meal. Mushy peas. So I think you can tell apart a true English sailor from all the others, really, based on their favourite dish of the crossing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Matt. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Hip hip.
Wow.
Hey!
Hip, hip.
Hey!
It's kind of.
Yay! Make a wish!
Like you're officially not a teenager.
How big would you like this lamp?
We've got our Suriname flag up, our Q flag. We've also got the Flying Fish flag, which is the one for the Ocean Cruising Club, the OCC. And below that we've got our Czech flag because we're on our Czech passports, me and the kids.
It's been a long day.
And we also have a lot of flying fish on this deck. Baby one. Right, so we're just approaching Suriname now, and it's getting dark, which is not ideal because we've never been down this river before, but we've got several navigational charts open at the moment because our chart plotter doesn't work in this area because we couldn't get a new disc for it. So we're using our old iPads and our new tablet and Woody's phone to navigate because yeah, the depths get quite shallow, and I think we're going to be trying to navigate down this river in the night time. Rowan has done a kind of pilotage for us with all the she's done it with all the buoys and what signal they're flashing, so we need to look out for those. We're probably going to just go a little way and then find somewhere safe to anchor before we navigate the rest of the river in the morning, hopefully with a favourable tide as well. So that's us. We'll video as much as we can as we enter the Suriname River in the night. Cheers, we did it. We anchored in the Suriname River and we think it's day 20, but we've kind of lost count now because we ran out of meal plans. The boat is flat and it's really weird because we're not used to being flat and still. We called the Coast Guard as you're supposed to, and we told them we were planning to anchor near buoy R4, and they said that if we are not proceeding all the way to Waterland, which is where we want to go, then we had to stay out of the river. Then we asked them again. They said, would you mind if we kind of anchored here? Just at the mouth, really, of the estuary. And they said they gave us permission. So we're very grateful. And they said to be careful of fishing nets and so forth. And tomorrow morning we'll get up early and we'll go up the rest of the river to Suriname Waterland Marina Resort. Gonna get a good night's sleep tonight.
Cheers. 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 Happy birthday and congratulations.
Happy Atlantic crossing.
A big thanks for watching, and especially thanks to our patrons who make these videos possible. If you'd like to become part of the Patreon family, then follow the link in the description below, or just put Mothership Adrift Patreon and I'll take you to the right place. We would really love to hear from you, so if you'd like to leave comments, then go to our Facebook page or Instagram, or even to our Patreon page where you can connect to us immediately.
And if you want to do it, do it.
We're family, sing ho, hey, long for the ride, ho, hey, I'll stay by your side.